Lightweights, and thank you for tuning into my very first episode of Band of Brothers. I'm really excited to finally be starting this with you all. This is by far the most requested thing on my channel after Schindler's List, and I thought that there would be no better way than to start it for Veterans Day. So before we get into it, I would just like to thank all of the veterans. Thank you so much for your service, and I am really excited to be watching this with all of you, and happy Veterans Day to everybody who is a veteran and everybody who has family members that are veterans. Thank you all so very much. I don't want to do a huge intro because since this is a series, I'll probably have a lot to say going forward. So I will just say, if you'd like to see the full episode reaction, you can find that over on Patreon, which is linked in the description or a pinned comment. Or if you would not like to do that, that's totally fine. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. All right, you guys, here we go.
We were in a store, and a guy in that store told us to put our uniforms on. He says, the USA is in a war with Japan. We couldn't believe it.
Well, our country was attacked. It's a different. It wasn't like Korea or Vietnam. We was attacked. Maybe we just dumb country people, but where I come from, but a lot of us volunteered.
And then they said, who would like to volunteer for the airborne? So we said, what the hell is the airborne? Nobody ever heard of it.
We came from a small, small town, and 3 fellows in that town that were 4F committed suicide because they couldn't go at different time.
I did things. I didn't do them for medals. I didn't do them for accolades. I did them because it's what had to be done.
The guy said, well, you jump out of airplanes. You know, you got all your Army equipment, and you jump out of airplanes to fight the enemy. They said, go to hell. Nobody put up their hands. And then, I don't know what it was, brought it up, but the guy giving the speech was saying, but you get paid $50 a month more. So that made it $100.
I loved that. So I'm assuming that those are the real people that the show is going to be based off of. And I think that's really cool because you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is like real stories based off of these people's lives. And if that's the case, there's no better way to remind people like, yeah, this is real stuff that happened to real people. So let's show you those real people to remind you of that every time the episode starts. That's freaking a great choice. It's going to make it so much more emotional. I wonder if they're going to tell us, like, who from the beginning is who in the show? Or if we'll just know as the show goes on. Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. I didn't realize that. I have goosebumps. That was beautiful. The fuck? Part 1. Currahee. June 4th, 1944. So, 2 days before D-Day. Thought based off the title Curahee it was going to be like the training sequence, but apparently not. They're all so young.
Easy, company! Sit up! Now the Channel Coast is socked in with rain and fog. High winds on the drop zone. No jump tonight.
I'm pretty sure with D-Day they had a lot of complications because of weather-related stuff too, so.
Serving a cause. Why don't you join the army?
Michael Fassbender?
Think it's clearing up?
Nope.
I think it's clearing up.
I recognize both of them, too.
How are your men?
They'll be fine.
5 o'clock in New York. 4 o'clock in Chicago. Civilized place for civilized men.
Should have been born earlier, Nix.
What, and give up all this? We'll go to Chicago. I'll take you there.
Yeah. We'll see.
Actually, he's from there.
Oh. Oh, him.
Who's him?
112 days of that son of a bitch, and here we are.
2 years earlier. Oh, okay. Camp Tacoma. All right. That makes sense.
You people are at the position of attention!
There's going to be a lot of people in this show.
Private
aren't there?
Picante, have you been blousing your trousers over your boots like a paratrooper?
Is he the him they were referring to?
Dirt in the rear sight aperture, pass revoked. When did you
Recognize him,
sew
too?
on these chevrons, Sergeant Lipton?
Yesterday, sir.
Long enough to notice this. Revoked.
Sir.
What?
Malarkey, Donald G.
Malarkey. Malarkey's slang for bullshit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Rust on the butt plate hinge spring, Private. Bullshit. Revoked.
Liebgott, Joseph D. Sharp.
Rusty bayonet, Liebgott. You want to kill Germans?
Yes, sir.
Not with this.
I don't know. I feel like a rusty wound. Just... I'm going to have to look up IMDb after this because I recognize so many people, but I don't know what I recognize them from.
Now, thanks to these men and their infractions, every man in the company who had a weekend pass has lost it. Change into your PT gear. We're running Currahee.
I ain't going up that hill. Hey, Connie, what are you thinking of? Blousing your pants. Why don't you come here, look at these trousers, get down, and you tell me if there's a crease on.
All right, let's go on the road. PT formation. Let's move, move, move. Private White, why are you not in your PT gear?
I asked you a question, Private.
So he's dropping out.
Oh, easy company. Hey, while you're running, don't worry, we'll take your dames to the movies for you. Yeah, good. They need some female company. Too.
How far down? Do not help that man! Do not help that man! Do not stop!
Don't you want to help your, like, don't you want to help your brothers?
If you want to serve in the paratroopers, are you Silver?
I can't even imagine.
We are coming on 23 minutes.
So 23 minutes for 3 miles uphill. That seems really freaking fast. And now they're doing it in all their gear. I guess it seems harsh, but they're gonna be super fit when they have to go to battle. That's gonna be a really good thing.
Chain of winners. What is it? How come we're the only company marching every Friday night, 12 miles full pack in the pitch dark?
Why do you think, Private Ranneman?
Lieutenant Sobel hates us, sir.
Lieutenant Sobel does not hate Easy Company, Private Ranneman. He just hates you.
Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant Winners, I want canteens out of belts with the caps unscrewed. Now, Lieutenant.
Pour him.
Who is this? Christensen! Christensen, you have disobeyed a direct order. You will fill your canteen and repeat all 12 miles of the march immediately.
Yes, sir.
Fall out!
I think that's Magneto's real origin story.
What the name of God are you doing with my company? This is Easy Company. I want the names of 6 men. Their infractions and your disciplinary recommendations on my desk by 0130. Is that clear?
What infraction, sir?
Find some.
What?
You do. Picked 6 men and gave them latrine duty. Sobel's a genius. Michelangelo's a genius.
Beethoven's a genius.
You know a man in this company who wouldn't double-time Currahee with a full pack just to piss in that guy's morning coffee?
It just doesn't feel like... First I was like, oh, well, he seems like an ass, but at least they're gonna be super prepared for when they fight. But now it kind of just seems like he's doing it for his ego. Like, he doesn't want to be embarrassed. He wants to have the best company, and it's not about them. It's about him. And that doesn't sit right with me. Oh!
Why are you here, Private Gordon?
I want to be in the airborne, sir.
You have 50 minutes to the top and back, and I will be watching you.
50 minutes? Oof. I feel like even to be an actor in this, you'd have to be in great shape.
Isn't that Lieutenant Winters leading Easy Company in PT? He's a damn good man. I was planning on giving him a set of these today. Why don't you do it? He'd be proud to get them from you.
Would he?
Pornography, contraband.
Was there actually a magazine called Titter?
How is it Private Tipper has spare time for so much correspondence?
Who isn't in this movie?
Letters to be considered contraband?
These men aren't paratroopers yet, Lieutenant. They have no personal property. What is this?
It's a can of peaches, sir.
Lieutenant Nixon, that is incorrect, Lieutenant. Your weekend pass is canceled. And I will not tolerate thievery in my unit. Who's full? Get rid of him.
What do you mean?
All weekend passes are canceled, officers included.
What do you mean? What do you mean get rid of him? He's kicked out of Easy Company because he had peaches? Is that normal?
Lieutenant Winters, Colonel Sink has seen fit to promote you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I am designating you mess officer for 14 days. I think a special meal before their afternoon off would be a welcome change of pace. Would you agree? I like spaghetti.
Because it's just always about him. He's just a jealous little... I'm sorry. He might actually have been like that in real life, so I guess I can't say. But the way he's portrayed in this show, not a fan. That's probably a feast for them.
Spaghetti ain't supposed to be orange.
This ain't spaghetti. This is army noodles with ketchup.
You ain't gonna eat it.
What has changed? Get up!
Oh, no.
Oh, the Easy Company is running up Currahee!
Oh, my God. What a jerk.
Yo, watch out, Private Hoobler! Gordon, son! Aren't you, Gordon? You finished? Man, you look tired. There's an ambulance waiting for you at the bottom of the hill.
Pull upon the rises, we fall upon the grass. We never land upon our feet, we always hit our ass. Zim, zam, goddamn, we're on infantry. Fall upon the risers, we fall upon the grass.
Nothing bonds people more than hating somebody. So they may hate him, but honestly, it's probably helping them become closer.
We feel like we're ready to be Army paratroopers. Yes, sir. I hope so. This will be the first of 5 exits from a C-47 aircraft scheduled for today.
Get ready! Oh, God! Six okay!
Sobel looks really nervous.
All you have to do is remember what you were taught. And I guarantee you gravity will take care of the rest.
I feel like Sobel should be the one who goes first. No? Like, isn't he supposed to be the leader? It's like Sobel's the leader only in rank, but Winters is actually the leader of this group. I cannot, like, I've never been skydiving before, but I can't imagine how, like, hard the air hits you when you're in the plane like that, or jumping out of the plane.
Like me, someone might mistaken you for somebody.
You mean like your fucking sergeant?
I'm just kidding.
There will be no leaning in my company. Are those dusty jump wings? How do you expect to slay the Huns with dust on your jump wings?
Give me a drink. How can I get you? 3 miles up, 3 miles down.
10 hot!
Good evening, Easy Company. I want you to know that I'm damn proud of each and every one of you. So I want you to have fun and remember our motto. Currahee! Currahee!
June 23rd, 1943.
We're in the wrong position.
We're textbook position for ambush, sir.
No, they're right out there somewhere. Let's just get them.
Sir, we have perfect cover here.
Lieutenant, deploy your troops.
He's gonna get... I know this is just training, but, like, he's gonna get all these guys killed.
Captain, you've just been killed, along with 95% of your company. Your outfit?
Easy Company, 2nd Battalion, 506.
Should have listened to Winners, because he's clearly the only one who knows what's going on.
I'm hearing a lot of rumblings.
Sobel? Just talking about that.
So, he gets a little jumpy in the field.
Mm-hmm. He gets jumpy and then you get killed.
Awkward. What do you hear?
Get them information, we're moving out.
Yes, sir.
Shut up, Kyle. Man, you gotta admit, he's got no chance. Either the crowds will get him, or one of us.
Who, Sobel? Well, you know, I'm always fumbling with grenades. It'd be easy if one went off by accident, you know?
No, Jesus.
Well,
We're invading Europe, my friend.
Since when do I drink?
If I thought you'd drink it, I wouldn't offer it to you. And I had a case of Bat 69 hidden in your foot locker.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, wait, you're serious? September 6th, 1943, Brooklyn Naval Shipyard. That has to be such an odd feeling.
Flamingos are mean. They bite.
so are the naked native girls. But then he lost.
Hey guys, I'm glad I'm going. Hitler gets one of these right across the windpipe. Roosevelt changes Thanksgiving to Joe Toy Day. And pays me 10 grand a year for the rest of my fucking life.
Brother's in North Africa. He says it's hot.
Really? It's hot in Africa?
Shut up.
Point.
Yeah? What if that paratrooper turns out to be Sobel?
If I'm next to Sobel in combat, I'm moving on down the line.
I like Winners. He's a good man. But when the bullets start flying, I don't know if I want a Quaker doing my fighting for me. Ain't Catholic.
Neither Sobel.
That prick's the son of Abraham.
He's what?
He's a Jew.
I'm a Jew.
Congratulations. Get your nose out of my face.
What's all that about? Fighting over Sobel. That's smart.
So much for bonding over there, Adrian. I take it back. September 18th, 1943. Aldburn, England.
We'll then maneuver right in through these trees. At the same time, our 2nd platoon in this particular case moves over here. He's then gonna close with and kill or capture that German.
That guy seems like actual military. Just like the way he holds himself.
Why is there a fence here? There should be no fence here.
Tipper! Give me them. Picani, Luz. Get the men. Get them. Take cover behind those trees.
There should be no fence here.
We could go over it, sir.
That's not the point. We're the goddamn...
What the goddamn hell?
I think he can read a map.
Can you do Major Wharton? All right, just this once.
Is there a problem, Captain Sobel?
Who said that? Who broke silence?
I think it's Major Horton, sir.
What is the goddamn holdup, Mr. Sobel?
A fence! Sir,
Now you cut that fence and get this goddamn goddamn platoon on the move!
Dude, he's gonna get in so much trouble if he gets caught.
We have to move.
Sir, without Captain Sobel, first platoon?
We improvise. Double envelopment. Lay down a base of fire to cut the road in all directions.
Why isn't, like... He should be in Sobel's position. This poor guy's like, I'm just trying to live my life. These damn Americans in the way.
You've done it now, Yanks. You've captured me.
He's so cute.
Would that be the enemy?
As a matter of fact, yes.
I love him.
Who was the idiot who cut that man's fence?
I was ordered to, sir.
By who?
Major Horton, sir.
Major Horton is on leave in London.
The poor person who owns those cows is probably like, what the hell? My fence, my cows. I wouldn't know if that actually happened or if that was just added for comedic effect.
Lieutenant Winters, with Captain Sobel's compliments, sir.
Uh-oh.
Now, for crying out loud.
Misspelled court-martial.
Who's Sobel court-martialing?
No, you failed to do so. Were to let such a failure of duty by my own XO go unpunished, what kind of message is that to the men?
How is that a court-martialable offense?
Punishment for your offenses will be denial of a 48-hour pass for 60 days. Or you may initiate a letter of appeal and request a trial by court-martial.
What?
You spend your weekends on the base anyway, Dick. Be a man, take the punishment.
No.
I request trial by court-martial.
Hell yeah, Winters. Like, his ego, Sobel's ego is just insufferable.
Winter scrambles eggs while the rest of us make the big jump with Sobel.
Not me. So we're going through with this, right?
We could be lined up against a wall and shot.
I will not follow that man into combat.
That just shows you how bad he really is.
I hereby no longer wish to serve as a non-commissioned officer in Easy Company.
Shouldn't they specify it's because of Sobel? Because I feel like if Sobel wasn't leading them, they'd still have no issue being there. Maybe it would lessen the blow of their punishment.
I ought to have you all shot. All of you NCOs have disgraced the 101st Airborne. Now get out of my office and get out of my sight. Get.
So now what?
Speculate, sir. Most of the men would never do this.
Your command of Easy Company has been exemplary.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I believe you fielded one of the finest companies of soldiers I've ever seen.
Sir?
I'm reassigning you to Chilton Foley.
Well, that's good. Is it technically a demotion?
I'm losing Easy Company?
Or is it just like a blow to his ego? So does Winters still have his court-martial then? May 31st, 1944.
Shit! That's all, mate, with Tommy's. Well, some of it's from the Omen. Some of his tail is knocked up. A few lads, actually, so I can get your mince pies on some of this Jerry Clobber, if you know what I mean. Not really.
Nope.
Hey, Matt, you got a Luger? Boy, she sure is a doozy. These men have been through the toughest training the Army has to offer.
For Christ, Dick, I was just shooting crap through them. It's not like
You know why they volunteered? So when things got really bad, the man in the foxhole next to them would be the best. Never put yourself in a position where you can take from these men.
Look, on the last training jump, I had a compass.
So, it's Normandy.
Oh.
Samuel, the estuary of the Douve River divides two beachheads, codenamed Utah here and Omaha here. Continuous beachhead.
Project
and Utah
Overlord.
into one continuous beachhead. Now, we will drop behind this Atlantic wall 5 hours before the 4th Infantry lands at Utah. Sergeant Martin! Albert! Floyd! Floyd M. here! Condoms? No problem. What you got? Whoa. You gotta love cops.
Imagine just sending a gun in the mail.
Has Garnier said anything to you about his brother?
No.
Garnier's brother in Italy?
Henry?
Killed in Monte Casino.
Thought he was in Africa.
What do you think I should do?
For me, I'd tell him.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard position to be in.
Tonight is the night of nights.
That's why they gave us ice cream.
Easy, company! Listen up! No jump tonight.
I can't see how you people can pass up $80,000 for the cause.
For whose? Something happened to
Got the wrong goddamn jacket.
I was struck by...
Bill Garnier's brother.
Remember this, the right now is wrong.
Oh. June 5th, 1944. That is so much stuff.
Johnny! Got something you might be looking for. Took your jacket by mistake. Sorry.
You read it?
Where the fuck is Monte Casino?
I don't know. Italy somewhere.
Sorry for my mom. He was, let's get this over with.
Gentlemen, Doc Rowe is handing these out for air sickness. Orders are every man takes one now, another 30 minutes in the air.
I like Meehan. Meehan? That's his name, right? But at least Meehan seems to know, like, what he's actually doing in the field.
Good luck. God bless you. I'll see you in the assembly area.
You know their bags are heavy when they need help standing up again. And climbing up into the plane. I cannot even imagine. I feel like all these men just respect Winters so much.
Damn, Lee. That air signal is making me loopy.
They make me really loopy too. Those planes are massive. I don't think I'm ready for them to be in combat. Make me nervous by that open door. No, thank you. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of the Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander. Wow. I can't believe they're just gonna leave. Tying into what I said earlier about how starting the episode with the real interviews of real people, reminding you that this really happened. I'm trying. And that these were real people's lives that they lived through. And then leaving off right before D-Day. But so many of the... Oh my god. When so many of those people are not going to survive. I'm not going to lie, I'm dreading the next episode. That ending sequence. the ending sequence was really cool. And really just showed you the logistics that had to go into the planning of Project Overlord of D-Day, because I don't know if it still is, but it is the largest, if not just one of the largest, like, amphibious attacks. There was a lot of planning that went into it and a lot of logistics, and it had to be a logistical nightmare, but the way that they showed that was really cool. It was really cool. And I love how they're able to show you how massive of a scale it actually was without actually having a character be like, oh, this is one of the, you know, like, they do the show and not tell, and I really appreciate that. But man, am I dreading the next episode. It's gonna be so good. I can already tell the show is gonna be amazing. I think this is technically a mini-series, right? I already know it's gonna be amazing. Just from this first episode, I can tell that the cast is incredibly talented. Obviously, I felt like I recognized 90% of the people in there. Not that I necessarily know what I know all of them from, but there are some big faces in there and some now big faces that were babies in this. I kind of want to see. Sorry, don't mind me. You know me. I always have to. I always have to look things up. I just want to see when this came out. September 9th. September 9th, 2001. Wow. Okay. That brings a whole new layer to this show. Wow. I wonder if that helped or hurt. Because you have the first episode come out and then 9/11 happens. I wonder how that impacted the show. Wow. Where do I go from there? What was I talking about? The logistics leading into this, everybody, I recognize so many faces. There were like babies in this. I wonder if this is one of the first shows that a lot of these people were in that really put their names on the map. Because I feel like a lot of the people in here that I recognize were just very, very young. So I'm wondering if this kind of led into a lot of their successful careers after this. And I'm almost wondering if the fact that 9/11 happened so soon after the first episode, that would have pushed more people to watch the show because of that sense of nationalism and pride. Or if it would have hurt the show because people don't necessarily want to watch that when they actually know people who are enlisting or going off to war. It's interesting. I have to look into that a little bit more. Obviously, if you guys know, you can let me know in the comments too. But okay, now I lost all my thoughts about what I was going to say about the actual episode. Okay. Back on track. I already love Winter's character. I feel like I've said this already, but he felt like the real leader. And I don't know what his actual role is. So was he a platoon leader? So it'd be like Sobel and then Winter, like Sobel leads Easy Company and Winters is like the head of the one platoon. I don't really know how any of that works. So I'm trying to keep track of like the rankings, but please forgive me as I try to learn those. But it seems like Winters, obviously he has a role of authority, but he wasn't as high as Sobel. But it felt like he was the actual leader. It seemed like every man that was under him highly respected him, And honestly, it seemed justifiable just from this first episode and what little we saw of him in this first episode. He seemed very competent in the field training exercises. Like, he was one of the people that told Sobel, no, like, this is a great position, we need to stay here. And then again, when Sobel got waylaid by the feds, he was like, well, let's just go, and we're just gonna take it. And so he seemed very competent in the field, which is gonna lead a lot of the men to really want to follow him and respect him, because he showed that he knew his stuff. But he also cared about the guys, and he seemed to be able to balance the being, I don't even know if being tough is the right phrase, but I can't think of a better one. So being tough, but also building a connection with the people. So he still was like, I am the one kind of in charge of you, but also I respect you too. Whereas Sobel was like, I don't respect you because you're less than me. You need to respect me. So Sobel is more about the power trip and the power dynamic, versus Winters is like, I take the responsibility of leading you very seriously. And shoot, I hope that's actually his name. I'm sorry if it's not. But the one who took over for Sobel, obviously we didn't see a lot of him, but again, he seemed very competent and seems like somebody that the guys would also respect, or do also respect. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out. But we obviously saw a lot more of Winters than Meehan, so don't really know much about him yet. But for more about Sobel, I wonder if his character is accurate for what actually happened, or because sometimes they have TV shows or they have movies that are based off of historical events, but they amp up certain things or downplay certain things just to add the drama or the intrigue or the comedy for the show. So I'm curious just how accurate Sobel's character is being portrayed versus the real Sobel, and how Sobel's family, or Sobel himself, depending on how long he lived. I'm just curious to know how they took that, because he was not portrayed in a good light. I don't know if we're going to see him again in the future, but I'm assuming we're not, because I'm going to assume we're going to stay with the troops that are like on the ground fighting, and he's going back to train. So I don't know if we're going to see him again, but he really was not painted in a good light at all. So I wonder how accurate that is, because wow, did I hate him. He was a prick, and at first I was like, okay, well, he's a prick, but he's getting them in shape, like, they're gonna be ready when they go. But then the more they showed of his character, I'm like, he's just a prick, and he likes the control, he likes the power, and it's all about his ego. So that if I were Sobel, or if I were the family of Sobel, watching that would be really difficult. And I don't know if I would like that very much if I were seeing that reflection of myself. So that's why I'm wondering if it's accurate, or if they just amped it up to just have it be a little bit more dramatic for the show. Either way, very curious, very curious. But it is interesting how you saw their hatred for Sobel, especially on the run after the spaghetti dinner. He was just trying to tear all of them down. And I don't know who started it. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Winters, but I don't know who started. But one of them just started singing their little song. I don't know the technical term for that. But it just seemed to bond them a little bit, and really was like, okay, we have each other, we're going to push each other through. So in that way, I guess Sobel being the character that he was is kind of a good thing, because tying into the Fury reaction, where it's about brotherhood, you really see that band of brothers, obviously, but you can see that they really are. They are a band of brothers. I can already see that from episode 1. So that makes me very excited for the rest of the show, but also very, very, very nervous because there's no way they're all making it out alive. And when it's a band of brothers and someone dies, it's much more painful than if it's people who don't like each other. So, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, the intro song, so good. That was so good. I think, yeah, that was so good. It got me a little choked up. It gave me goosebumps. It was great. Yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I'm so glad to finally be watching it. So so we're all on the same page. I know a lot of times with TV shows, people, and I don't know for this show because I didn't want to have spoilers or anything, so I didn't really look into it, but I do know for a lot of TV shows, people will do like 2 episodes in one reaction video. I think typically just because TV shows are shorter. I'm not going to do that for this, simply because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of stuff that I want to address in each episode. And also, I think these are a little bit longer. Like this first episode, I think it's like an hour or something. So, yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do just 1 episode at a time. Actually, I don't think. I know. I'm going to do 1 episode per video. Sorry, I saw that my screen stopped recording again, so I got a little nervous, but we're all good. So that's the game plan there. They will all be on Patreon. So if you'd like the full reactions to the TV show, as always, you need to have access to it yourself. But this is on Netflix, so you can join Patreon if you'd like to see my full reaction to the episode. And I'll have a link to that in the description and also in a pinned comment below. And if you can't throw more bucks that way, I totally get it. I would really just appreciate it if you subscribed to the channel, because I will be doing 1 episode of Band of Brothers a week. And then the plan is to also do a movie. This week with this episode, there will not also be a movie because I'm traveling to visit family. So this is going to be the only thing for this week. But typically, I plan to have 1 episode and 1 movie. That way, if this isn't necessarily your cup of tea, you also have something else. So I'm really excited for that. The next 10 weeks are going to be great, but also I'm dreading them. And I really hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, definitely make sure you subscribe. And I guess I'll see you back again real soon. And thanks again to all of our veterans. Okay, you guys, have a great day.